Door schedules are used to communicate door sizes, types, and properties. For this project, we'll create a rather simple door schedule. To do it, we need to come up underneath the View tab on the ribbon. Next, come down and select on Schedules. The kind of schedule that you want to do will be a schedule in quantity. This takes the information directly from the building model and incorporates that information in our schedule. Once you do that, come down on the list and find doors. This is a list of all the different architectural objects that we can find inside of the building that's possible to be scheduled. In this case, of course, we're looking for doors, so select on that and click on OK. Now we need to consider what information we want to have on our schedule. The purpose of a door schedule is to communicate what the door is going to look like, as well as the height and the width of the door. Now, there's going to be other information that might be communicated on a door schedule, such as things like fire rating, perhaps what kind of finish might be on the door, and a variety of other information. But for just this house, we're going to keep it simple, and we're just going to have information such as its height, its width, and what information we should reference as far as how this door should look. So we're going to first start off by picking the door number off of the list. And the door number is always referred to as the mark number in a Revit schedule. That's the number 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 that we've seen next to our doors on the floor plan views. So click on Add to that. Next, we want to do the type mark. Now the type mark actually references a completely another drawing that we will be doing in the future. And that drawing is going to have all the different doors and the way that they look on it. How it's referenced is by letters. Let's say A, B, C, or D, or some sort of designation. That being said, I'm going to highlight on type mark and click on Add. And those pictures that we'll be drawing are also going to have that A, B, C, or D, or D-1, or however way that you decide to label those, and that's going to be the type mark. The next one is going to be height. So select on that and add it. Width. Now, if you've added these in a different order, I will point out that you can always highlight it here and either use move up or move down to bring them into the right order on the list so that it shows up right if we ever come to place this onto a sheet so it can be referenced during the construction process. Now, one thing I do want to do is come over here to sorting and grouping. Now, sorting and grouping allows us to put things in a certain order. In this case, I want to make sure that it's sorted by the mark number, which means that door number 7 doesn't come ahead of door number 1. We want all the doors to be in order based on their number, which is going to be 1 through 12 or 13 in this case. So go ahead and do your mark number here. Make sure itemize every instance as a check mark. That means every door is going to show up on the schedule, and click on OK to that. Here we have a list of all of our different doors. We also have their heights, we have their widths, and we have that type mark that I was describing that'll ultimately reference another chart that shows what that door is going to look like. So by creating a door schedule, it's sort of a nice and easy way to be able to communicate the properties related to a door. Having the mark numbers will correspond right with those numbers we see with the doors right in our floor plan views. And to see those a little bit better, I'm just going to go ahead and close out of the schedule and zoom in here, and we can take a look. Here's the number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and those are the mark numbers. It's a lot easier to have the door information be associated back to a schedule than try to fit all that information here in this tiny little clustered area, which is known as a floor plan.